All right, so the first thing I want to get out of the way, the hit on Pesci by Palat last night gets 2 minutes and no hearing, not even no question of a fine. Just yes, 2 minutes. That was good, just for completely blindsiding a guy in the jaw with your shoulder and acting like you did nothing at all. 2 minutes. No hub like when Scheifele did what he did. Obviously, it was a different situation. But the point being, to not even have a hearing. Not even just nah, it's okay, don't worry about it. No problem at all. I don't care, I'm not bitching because it's a Lightning guy. I just think it just goes to frickin' show you the absolute discrepancy. It's just like I think Peros and his staff are playing Yahtzee. That's what I'm pretty sure. It's like when they get the film of a specific hit, they just roll the dice, and if it's Yahtzee, it's a hearing, right? And then when the player shows up for the hearing, if they can roll double Yahtzees, it's a suspension. And if it's like double Yahtzee with one, it's 1 game, two games. You get the idea, right? It just doesn't make any sense to not even have a hearing. They were handing out $5,000 fines like candy, and Palat gets nothing. He doesn't even have to send Pesci any cookies in the mail, something, a card, some flowers. It's ridiculous. All right, got that out of the way. So, what did I tell you? What did I tell you why everybody else was counting Vegas completely kaputs? Huh? I said, don't be surprised if we get this to Game 7. And now it's going to take a miracle by Colorado to get this thing to Game 7. I don't see it happening. Of course, every time I say I don't see it happening, it happens. So look out for Game 7. Tonight, Islanders and the Bruins. I don't know what's going on with Boston other than, we know about Rask not being completely 100%. Whatever happens, whichever team makes it out of this series, which is probably going to be the Islanders the way it's been going, Tampa Bay last night eliminates the Canes. And that just absolutely, it was obvious that, okay, Carolina wasn't going to beat these guys, but I didn't expect 4-1. I sure as hell expected Carolina to give a better showing than the Panthers did. And it didn't happen. It didn't even look as close as it just didn't look close, like with the like it did with the Panthers, which is how it goes, right? Because you're pretty sure if the Panthers would have played the Canes, we all saw what happened during the regular season, right? We didn't do so well, so it just goes to show you that it's all about the matchups and everything. So when Vegas is done with Colorado, then Vegas is going to move on to play Montreal. It's been a nice story, Montreal. Everybody was rooting for you because of the whole Scheifele thing. And Evans has resumed off-ice activities, whatever that means. So he's not back on the ice. So it doesn't sound like he's going to be playing in this next series. I don't know if they ruled him completely out for the rest of the year or whatever. But it'd be nice to see Montreal stick around long enough to get him on the ice. But at the same point, just stay healthy, dude. Vegas, to me, look, in all my brackets before the playoffs started, I picked Vegas, and I haven't seen anything change my mind just yet. Now, that Vegas-Tampa Bay series, which is what it's shaping up to be, in my opinion, that's going to be lit. I think you're going to see every game, there'll be about 15 combined goals or no combined goals, depending on which defense and which goalies decide to show up. Both Vasilevsky and Fleury are completely capable of shutting a team down. And Fleury a little bit more than Vasilevsky, but occasionally Vasilevsky, as you've seen with the Panthers, is perfectly capable of giving up 4 or 5. So that's going to be a hell of a series. I hope that's the way it turns out. We'll put it that way. Now, last thing real quick. Once we get down to the final 4 teams, those games, I am going to be doing recaps for the rest of the playoff games, just like I do for the Panthers. And have an intro, do the intermission parts, the post game, the whole thing. Now, if it turns out to be, well, we know it's going to be Tampa. Tampa versus whoever, I don't know what team I'm going to be pretending to root for. Vegas versus Montreal is a no-brainer. Go Knights go, okay? Number 1, because Canadian fans don't like me for some reason. And number 2, if we are going to want Tampa Bay do not repeat. The only hope we have is Jonathan Marchessault and Riley Smith. And I just want to make that video. If there's one video left that I want to make, past the point of I got to make playoff videos, it's the video where I can tag everybody in the Panthers organization saying congratulations to Marchessault and Smith winning a Stanley Cup, and watch them skate around with the cup. And hey, but we got that 4th round pick. I mean, that 4th round pick, look, you just can't pick those up anywhere, all right? So the bottom line is I'm going to be doing recaps for all those games. Vegas is going to be the team I pick. I'm torn because I don't want to root for Boston. I don't want to root for the Islanders. I really don't want to root for the Lightning. So I'm probably, on that series, I might do a poll. I think that's going to be the best way I can do it, is I'm going to run a Twitter poll and then a poll here on the channel for the people that don't have Twitter. And I'm going to add up all the votes, and whichever team you guys want me to root for, you know, I'm going to root for them. Now, we get to the finals, it's Vegas. Vegas, okay? I'm going to be doing this from the point of view of go, Knights, go. It doesn't mean I'm not a Panther fan, and it doesn't mean I'm suddenly a Vegas fan. It just means, since I'm a Panther fan, let's just get all the karma out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way so it can be cleared out for us, all right? We've already watched the Lightning win last year. Again, we've already watched them eliminate us, okay? So the Lightning, they've got all the karma. We got that clear. Now, all we need to do now is clear the karma of get Marchessault and Smith their cup, so the whole freaking terrible, awful, ridiculous thing we did way back then in that expansion draft, that karma can go away, so it's a fresh, clean slate next year. Last thing, real quick. I saw everybody's talking about this picture with Ekblad and Bennett and Huberdeau fishing, and apparently I think it was Bennett and Huberdeau had to share the fight on a blackfin tuna. Now, I just have a question. I've seen the photo. I've fished on boats in South Florida my whole life. I've never seen a boat where the seat is so far back from the edge of the boat. Like, you see seats there, but usually if you're going to be fishing, there's other seats. There's the single fishing seats that are going to be right up, you know, like in Jaws, right up against the side of the boat so that you have some leverage when you're fighting a fish. If you're going to fight a fish from the seat that's in the photo here, yeah, it's going to take 2 people to land a tuna because the fish has all the leverage. So I'm not quite sure. I'm sure it's more of a pleasure boat for those young guys to go out and impress the bikinis, and that's fine. But I just got a kick out of it because they're talking about how they're fishing, and they're like a good 10, 15 feet away from the edge of the boat. And I'm just wondering, nobody has mentioned that whatsoever. And it just, as a fishing professional my entire life, I look at that and I'm like, this is just not right. This is something wrong. And I just had to mention that. So, all right. I appreciate everybody's support. Like, hey, share. I'd appreciate it. Anybody who's left watching, if you guys would share these videos a little bit more than you normally do straight from YouTube. Obviously, hockey season for the Panthers being over, views are about half to a third of what they normally are. Subscribers have completely stopped growing, so I've completely stopped growing since the Panthers stopped playing. Now, I understand that dynamic. I'm not going to quit. I'm still going to be doing Monday through Saturday content. Sundays, most likely I'm going to take off until football season. But if you guys could help push these videos a little bit more, add some subscribers to that list, that would be greatly appreciated because I'm getting close on the watch time. I'm over 3,000 hours. I need to get to 4,000 hours, but I have to keep pumping out daily content because there's that break in time from when I didn't do the videos to when I started up again where I basically don't have a lot of watch time. So right now, as long as I keep putting out videos, I'm going to be on pace to be monetized before the start of football season. But I could use you guys' help. I appreciate that. All right? All right. I'll see you tomorrow. What do we got tonight? We got Islanders and Bruins. And then we're going to pretty much be at the point where we know the teams. So, go Knights, go.